As a RPA business analyst or RPA solution architect, you should mind one important thing. Implementation of RPA having hundreds of benefits. Client never expect all the benefits. He might be expect revenue in terms of cost, in terms of productivity, in terms of quality. Any of these three are few. Not all the benefits you don't expect. When you are doing discovery or solution design and implementation, that should be keep in mind. If you miss that, that leads to failure. One more important thing, as a RPA business analyst, when you go to the client, you are not going for taking the requirements. That is very, very important, because as a RPA business analyst, before that you might be having non-RPA expertise, non-RPA, non-RPA business analyst you might be worked as. There, for .NET or Java projects, when you are going to client for the analysis phase, there you are taking the requirement to build the system. But here in RPA, again you are going to the client for the requirements, but not to build the system. That's very important to enhance the existing system, because most of the RPA projects fail because of this point only. Because most of the RPA business analysts were the non-RPA business analyst, and they are going with non-RPA business analyst mindset. They are trying to take the requirement with respect to build the system. In RPA, you are not building the system, you are enhancing the system. You are enabling the capabilities by implementing artificial intelligence, automation, and these things, technologies. You are not building the system. That mindset you should mind and you should work on. Then projects goes to success. Okay, that's the important thing you should mind. Yeah, these are all things I am going to explain in RPA business analyst training and RPA solution architect training. How we should take care, what are the things we have to mind, all those things. Okay, now at high level, we'll discuss about what is process. That is real-time scenario. We will take healthcare industry. For example, we'll take corporate hospital. When we go to corporate, and why I'm going to explain this, what is process at high level. In my training, I'm going to have deep dive, because there are so many people don't know what is process. So many RPA senior developers, senior people also don't know exactly what is the process, where our bot is working on, where our RPA going to work, how it is work, why our RPA required. These things don't know. Now I am going to explain at high level. I will take you deep dive in the respective training. Okay, at high level, if you take corporate hospital, as a patient, you are going to the front office and discuss with front office people, and based on the symptoms, they will identify the doctor and specialization, and they will ask you to pay the consultation fee. Then you will go to the counter and pay the fee and come back to the reception, and they will give the appointment, and they will ask you to go to some doctor, first floor or second floor, wherever doctor was there, as per the appointment. As per the appointment, you will go to the doctor, you will get treated with the doctor. When doctor treated, there are three options. After identifying the symptoms, after discuss with you, doctor will decide and take three things, like
कहाँ लेके जा रहा है मेरे क्लास नहीं है या
three things like he might be give the prescription tablets, ask you to go. Otherwise, he will give the prescription, ask you to come back after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Otherwise, it seems like some critical, you undergo some test. After the test results only, I can tell something. Then he will write some test on the prescription. You will go to, you means the patient. Patient go to laboratory or show that prescription. Then again, that lab assistant will ask you to pay the go and pay the test amount for the test in the billing counter. You are going there and pay for the tests and come back with the receipts. And then the that laboratory person will take samples and he will ask you to come after 1 hour, 2 hour as per the SLA. And when you go on evening or sometime when he said, he will give the results. Though with the results, you are go to doctor again. When you go to the doctor again, he will treat and he will ask there is a criticality. You have to go to, you have to join as an inpatient. Very, very important. Immediately you should join. Then immediately you will go to ward and discuss with the nurse as per the prescription and note written by doctor. And nurse will assign the ward and bed. And 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, as per the doctor recommendation, you will take the treatment. At the end, you are asked to pay the bill and take home medicines, and they will discharge and they will give discharge summary. These all will happen, right? So in this case, when you go front office is one process. And OP billing is one process. Doctor is one process. Laboratory is one process. Ward or inpatient is one process. IP billing is one process when you are going to pay as a inpatient. Credit billing is one process. Account receivable is one process. Account payable is one process. Similarly, there are so many processes within organization, within the healthcare industry, and every process having certain inputs, certain outputs. In order to convert input to output, there are so many resources working, so many applications working, so many departments working. We are going to discuss elaborately in the respective trainings. This is all about process. Okay. And this is the every process having start with one or more inputs and having one or more outputs. In order to convert these inputs to outputs, there are various steps or process or activities in order to complete, in order to reach the output. Okay, this all together is a process. So in this case, there is a start and a pre-start condition, and what are the inputs and the validation of the input. And in order to generate the output, there's the output process conditions. In order to convert that one, what are the different steps? In each step, what are the different departments? What are the different applications? What are the different employees working on? And how one process, one step output is input to the next step, and this output is input to the next step. Like that, how it is going to generate the results. All this is a process. And as a developer, as a business analyst, as a solution architect, you should have the clear clarity on this one. First, as a business analyst, you are going to do diligence and understand how it is working now, and understand what are the pain points, and prepare the as is process, and also understand client expectation and prepare to be processed, and that you document in terms of PDD, process design document. Then again, solution architect coming to picture. And solution architect in the solution design phase, he will again, with respect to technology, how it can be implemented, he will document that is solution design document. And that is input to the developer. As a developer, by taking the PDD and SDD as input, you will develop the project or process or bot and implement. So various roles here, knowledge has to be carried. So well and good. And there are so many companies expecting as a single resource, you should play business analyst role and understand this process and prepare PDD. And again, as a solution architect, again you design and prepare SDD. And again, as a developer role, you develop this process. They're expecting time saving. There is no understanding gap. There is no KT misunderstandings, KT gaps. To avoid all those things, to save the times and to save the salaries also, they're expecting all these as a single resource or multiple less resources. That's called where the techno functional specialization coming to picture, which is trending in the market nowadays. Okay. Then now in this I'm going to explain bits and pieces of overall, not in a sequence, just like I'm testing. Okay, not everything. How you decide RPA vendor? How you decide RPA vendor? And and as a RPA, as a business analyst, or as a solution architect, where during discovery and solution design phase, we should not decide whether you are going to use UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere based on your expertise. You should not decide the tool based on the teams you are having. As you are having UiPath team, you should not recommend UiPath tool. As you are having business Blue Prism team, you should not recommend Blue Prism team. You have to recommend the tool based on two factors. One is based on the process, another is based on the provider, the tool provider. Based on process, what is the complexity, what are the problems, what are the pain points, how we can shoot those problems, which tool having better solution. Based on that, you have to provide. That we are going to discuss details in respect to training. Now, another point is based on the vendor. What is the RPA vendor? We are going to decide. We have to think of how best native integration it is providing. Like if we want to work with SAP, how we can integrate SAP, how we can integrate, how we can integrate Salesforce, how we can integrate respect to CRM tools if you want to automate. What kind of native integration that vendor providing? What kind of advanced analytics that vendor providing? How it is behaving when we want to run long running workflows? How we can do discover and solution design phases, what kind of inbuilt mechanisms the tool is providing, how it is providing A and ML skills integration. Because there are so many cases, if the process has complexity, RPA alone can't provide solution for that complexity. In that case, we can leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning and develop the package and implement that in RPA so that the solution can be shooted. In that case, the tool should provide seamless integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning or third-party APIs, third-party code integration, all these integration, how it is going to provide. You should keep all this in mind before deciding the tool. If your solution, if the client is expecting completely artificial intelligence transformation in future and based on the complexity. Okay, these are the important things you should take care. Okay, yeah. And at high level, what is RPA Center of Excellency? In every organization, there are so many business units. In each business unit, there are so many departments. In each department, there are so many process. In each department, there are so many process. In each process, there are so many departments involving based, based on the requirement. In this case, if any department or business unit wants to implement RPA, they don't want to implement RPA on their own. They don't want to do the R&D. They don't want to take their own. If that is the case, every department, every business unit doing the lessons on implementation of RPA, it is a time waste, resource waste, money waste. To avoid such, there is a center of excellency can be centralized vision and mission can be defined. We can define guidelines. We can define guidelines how to set up infrastructure, what kind of project governance required, how to define, how to develop the workflows, what kind of quality measures we should take, what are the best practices we can implement, how we can build skills, how we can manage knowledge base, what kind of security mechanism we can define. That centralized, we can define and we can provide the POC so that what are the business unit, what are the department wanted to implement RPA, instead of spending their own effort, they can take these and implement the RPA in their respective departments. That is the main role of Center of Excellence I am going to explain in respect to training. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. And at high level, we are going to see what is RPA life cycle, what are the different roles and responsibilities in the RPA life cycle required, and exactly what is business analyst, solution architect, developer roles in each and every phase. Okay? And also business analyst and solution architect especially, were those roles limited to discovery and solution design phases or other roles, other phases as well? Okay, here for non-RPA, how non-RPA projects having its own life cycle, RPA also it's having own life cycle like discovery, solution design, implementation, UAT, deployment, and execution. In this case, we are going to see at high level each phase what are the different activities, what are the different roles and responsibilities required, what kind of skill sets required. Okay, in discovery, RPA business analyst will play a vital role in order to complete initial process assessment, automation opportunity, identifying automation opportunity, do the entitlement study, tech feasibility, and prepare the business case. In this case, RPA business analyst interact with the process owner or client team and understand the process, understand the as is process, understand the to be process, and prepare PDD and prepare business case. Here, as a business analyst, what skills they require, what mindset you should be having, and how we can do initial process assessment, and how we can identify what kind of opportunity within the process, whether it is 100% can we automate or a lesser percentage, how to identify how much percentage we can automate, and how to identify complexity of the process. Based on that, how to estimate the resources required, cost required, all those things. To do that one, do business analyst need to travel? Without visiting the client, can't you do the discovery? And to complete the discovery, what are the different templates required? What are the different checklists required? What are the different documentation required? What are the different process required? All those things we are going to explain in RPA business analyst training. In this case, in the training, we are going to provide live use cases, live examples, and we will provide all the required template checklist with the live data and all the templates with the sequential we are going to explain. And also the discovery phase can be done in two ways. One is manual discovery and another is tool based. And first manual discovery, if you understand, it will you can work with what are the tool, whether it is a blue prism, UiPath, automation anywhere, with respect of the tool, you can do the discovery phase and you can complete your major role as a RPA business analyst and complete these all activities and produce process design document and prepare a business case. Business case contains a complete ROI and to convince the client what kind of presentation, business case presentation you can give. We are going to teach you step by step and guide you how to prepare, give you the template so that if you follow them, then immediately very easy steps, you can complete discovery phase and prepare PDD and solution is our PDD and business case, present to the client and get the sign off, which is the major role as RPA business analyst. Okay, having 5 to 15 years of experience, having business analyst or previously or client understanding, and you can complete our aspect to RPA training and leverage or play RPA business analyst role. Okay, Then once it is completed, these PDD and business case will is the input to the next phase. That is the solution design, where solution architect plays vital role. Here, solution architect interact with by interacting with RPA business analyst and a client team. He will prepare solution design document, and there are some parts of the PDD also. Solution architect has to provide. Here he has to provide, he has to capture as is process and to be process, and he has to prepare cost estimation, efforts estimation, and technology has to prove, he has to provide POC, if required pilot also he has to provide, and he has to give justification for what kind of technology is going to use. He is going to define what the development environment, what the testing environment, what the production environment, and what are the coding standards, what are the best practices can be used, how we can implement exception handling, what is the system exception, what the business exception, in the respect to exception, what the remedy, how we can make sure high availability of the bot. All those things can be implemented here, provided here, and prepare SDD. So in this case, in this case, we expect and provide RPA solution architect training. Here, how exactly you can understand as is process and define to be process, include understand client expectation, and sync client expectation with your to be solution. Accordingly, how you are going to provide SDD, and how you are giving justification, how you are understand, how you are preparing cost estimation, and how you are preparing effort estimation, how you are giving justification for the technology trade-off, how you are defining best practices, coding standard, all those things how you will do. We are going to provide perfect end-to-end training. In this training, I am going to provide you all the templates required, all the checklists required, what are all the documents required with the data, with the live project. I am going to explain, and how to prepare SDD, how to prepare partially what your part in the PDD. All those things I am going to explain the RPA solution architect training. Even in solution design phase also, RPA business analyst role was there. We are going to discuss that as well in the respect to training. Then the here PDD SDD, what we prepared, what as the RPS business analyst and solution architect prepared, those are the inputs to the next phase. That is the solution design implementation phase, where exactly RPA developer, RPA tester coming to picture, and what are the best practices defined, what are the coding standards defined, what the configuration management tools defined in the solution design phase by the RPA solution architect. Here, developer going to implement and to develop the bot and did the unit testing and get it tested by testing team, and make sure perfectly working bot is ready in this phase, which is output from this phase, which is input to the next phase. That's the UAT. Okay, here RPA developer, your role coming to picture. Here we are going to provide RPA UiPath job oriented intensive online training. There are so many people who completed the training not able to work in. I have so many cases I saw who are working under me, who have completed the training, not able to cope up, not able to understand, not able to write the code. Keep all those problems in mind. I designed 45 days RPA UiPath job oriented intensive online training. After the objective of the training is who has completed the training can become 2 or 3 years of RPA UiPath developer, and can able to understand and crack RPA, 3 years of RPA interview. And one more important thing, once you place, once you assign the project, without anybody's support, anybody's help, you are able to work on, you are able to, work independently.
The freelancer, you mean to say?
Not freelancer. Even there are so many members, for example, as RPA per developer, you got the job. with a little you completed your training and saying 2 or 3 years experience you are adding, and you're going you're joining. After getting into the job, you're not able to work, and because there you don't know what exactly real-time expectation, what client is expecting, what the starting point, what the ending point, what the GitHub, what the integration tool, what the coding standards, what the best practices, everything you don't know. So all those things after my training you're doing, you can able to do. Even as a freelancer also, independently you can work on. Even if you don't get the job also, if you have the relations and touches, consulting, you're touching the consultancies, they are outsourcing. You can work as a freelancer as also, because that kind of expertise you will gain after completion of this training. Okay, then perfectly working bot is output from the implementation, which is input to the next UAT. In the UAT team, delivery team, and the client team has the vital role. They are going to, what is the bot developed during implementation phase. This team going to present to the client and get the sign off. Once we get the sign up, which is input to the next phase, there's the deployment phase where IT team coming to picture. They will deploy and they will prepare a complete production environment. They will set up all the operational management. They will configure all the tools, logging system, reporting tools, everything they will configure as the system defined by the solution architect during solution design phase. Everything they will set up and to give the sign off, and that is ready for the production. That is execution. So operations team will have the vital role here, and in the execution phase it is actual production, and actual operation team will take care. They will give they will take care of this one. And during this phase, as a IT company will give some warranty for 10 days or 15 days or 1 month or 3 months. After deployment, when the execution started, that much time we should be very carefully monitor. During that time, what are the problems comes, we have to resolve and make sure system is running smoothly. That is called warranty period. During that warranty period, what are the problems based on our development we should carry. And here one important thing during UAT and during this phase, what are the things they are saying as a business analyst and solution architect. If you're not able to filter that, they're what they're asking are problems, are missing things, gaps, are new things. If you're not, if they're asking new things, ask us to develop, then if we want to warn them that is the it's the new requirement, this required additional schedule, additional efforts estimation, then they will client will pay. If you're not capable, then they will say it is a problem, it is a problem, it is a gap, you have to complete that one. Then if you accept that one, then as a IT company, you have to complete that, provide without any additional efforts, without any additional payment. Then it's the loss making to the company. So here, RPA business analyst, RPA solution architect should be strong enough to anticipate and counter and say it is not the gap, it is not the missing, it is a CR. Okay, that's a very, very, very important thing you have to take care. Yeah. Then starting from discovery, solution design, implementation, UAT, deployment and execution. During these 6 phases, there are so many roles like RPA business analyst, RPA solution architect, RPA developer, RPA tester, implementation team, deployment team, operations team, administration team. There are so many roles and responsibilities required. You're having 0 to 20 years of experience, upgrade to RPA, and you can leverage your expertise and play a respective role. For that, we are providing various trainings like RPA solution architect training we are providing, RPA process architect, RPA business analyst or RPA process architect, both are same. With respect to RPA, we call him as a process architect or RPA business analyst, both are same. That training we are providing RPA developer, normal track, RPA developer, job-oriented intensive online training we are providing. We also provide techno functional specialist training like RPA business analyst plus RPA solution architect training, RPA developer plus RPA business analyst training, RPA developer plus RPA solution architect trainings, RPA developer plus RPA business analyst plus RPA solution architect training, all together various combinations with various customization. We also provide classroom trainings, online trainings, and corporate trainings. These are all the different trainings we are going to provide with respect to RPA techno functional specialization. Okay, I have done my thing. If you have any questions, we can discuss. And if you have any questions regarding training, regarding curriculum, regarding price and the customization, if your organization require any corporate training and everything, anything, you can connect with me over phone or in WhatsApp. We can discuss and we can plan. Couple of trainings we are going to start next week. In that RPA, UiPath, 45 days RPA UiPath job oriented intensive online training going to start from tomorrow morning 6:30 a.m. and RPA advanced UiPath developer training going to start, RPA business analyst training. These three trainings we planned on next week. And solution architect training also we planned, but the date and these are not confirmed, but very soon we will confirm based on the requirement. Yeah, if you have any questions, we can discuss. Otherwise, we can stop for the day.
I do have a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you for giving us, a great session for all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And the second thing is, as you were saying about the RPA thing, right? So will this be easily understandable to the guy who is from the non-tech background? So for, it's a kind of a tough decision for them as well, right? As you can see, as an example of mine
Yeah.
itself, I have an experience more than 7 years, which is into non-IT field. So when it comes to this, you are saying in 30 days we can wrap up the developer thing,
Here,
if I'm not
I understood your question. Here, important thing, for example, like .NET or .NET or Java, hundreds of thousands of lines of code we have to write. In case of RPA UiPath, 80 to 90% drag and drop, only 10 to 15% only configuration, coding. That to coding knowledge is enough. You don't require hands-on coding. If you have coding background, development background, that's the plus point added advantage, but that's not the mandatory. One more important thing, if you are a non-IT background like BPO or back office or insurance or finance company back office work, for the .NET or that kind of software development jobs, they don't consider this as a relevant experience. But for RPA, your as a BPO experience, back office experience, banking back office experience, these are all they consider as a relevant experience, because most of the RPO projects are on BPO, on back office only. They will consider that as your consider as a relevant experience. And in my training, RPA UiPath job oriented intensive training, I am going to teach you from basics to professional level. Basics to professional level without having coding background. We are going to teach from, but you should having, at least you should understand what is class, what is function, what is input, what is output, what is for loop, what is if condition, what is while, what is do while. At least at concept level you should know. You don't need to know hands-on level, but at least concept level.
Yes, that was the important.
Sorry.
No, I got you. So that is what the main thing. Yeah. So the main was
Your voice is breaking, bit, Sandeep.
Focus actually. So I've been gone through a few of the courses actually, but sometimes I might be, get confused. So what I was actually asking you is, so will be getting a correct concepts of this all the one which you said just now, like for each, while loops, and these all be the things that can be covered from scratch, right? Without
Yes, yes, from
getting hurry
basic.
worry.
Yes, yes, from
Yes.
basics to professional level, I'm going to teach you.
So,
If
but
you
in
consider
this
this
case,
45 days, if you concentrate
hmm,
1.5 hour training, every day 2 hours
hmm,
minimum, if you spend on this 65 45 days without deviation, quality time, if you spend, you can become 2 or 3 years of RPA developer. You can crack 2 or 3 years of RPA developer interview. And from starting, I'm going to explain respect to interview questions, and in between some couple of mock interviews, and at the end also I'm going to explain what are the interview questions client is asking, and I will help you resume preparation, what kind of terminology, what the projects, how to explain the projects, all those things I'm going to explain during and after the training. And also after completion of the training, till you will get